Look,
Listen.
Taylor.
it's a podcast about Pokemon and other things. Everybody, hello, Geese Peep.
Hi.
It's episode 97 of the podcast. We're discussing Horizons episode 49. Guys, Clambos, look. You've already heard Geese Peep. Listen, you've already heard me mention my 2 life hacks I found on Instagram Reels regarding Tumbo Sniffers, little alcohol prep pads. If you have nausea, sniff them, nausea goes away. You've already heard my explanation on if you got a headache, put your feet in the hot water because then the blood rushes down there and the pain from the headache goes away. I come to you today to present the 3rd life hack I've learned from Instagram Reels.
Michael's hack of the week.
Geese, ask me what the 3rd hack.
What's the hack?
Taylor, make a small comment before I begin.
Back when I was in high school, I used to go by the... Nah, I'm joking. Go ahead. Let's hear what your hot water foot thing is.
Guys, no, we already covered hot water. It's the perfect way to fall asleep. That's right, girls. No more melatonin for you. I've figured it out. Well, I didn't figure it out. Somebody else figured it out, and I listened to a video. When you are trying to fall asleep, all you have to do is close your eyes and then begin to think of wildly different things. They can be nouns or adjectives, places, colors, things in other languages, different parts of the world, different parts of space, crazy neon panthers. Just think of different things on a constant, quick basis that have nothing to do with each other. Because what that does to your brain is it mimics the exact same thing that happens as you're starting to fall asleep. And that's when you get weird, crazy ideas and you see the hallucinations. So that tells your body that it's safe to fall asleep now because it thinks it's in that state. And I've been trying it for the last week, and I've never been falling asleep faster. Clambos, you're welcome. You're now never going to have headaches, nausea, or sleep troubles again. Geese, hello, Taylor. Yes?
Okay. So what I do is I think giant forest ruins. Then I think sick pyramid in space. Then I think a humongous life crisis. Then I think yours are a little too similar. I would go those first 2, then Apple, then Winona Ryder's
then Cartoon Cat, then Winona Ryder, then right Joy-Con mint green colored, then the Japanese language, then the color orange, then Aunt Cindy, then that one time you were on the playground in elementary school. Just do that because you're firing your neurons so quick that it says, "Oh, we're dreaming. Let's go."
I think it was Gwyneth Paltrow's child named Apple, but okay.
Fiona Apple's child.
How long? Oh, what a good name that would have been. So, what's the time period for each of these? Like, how long am I thinking about Mint Joy-Con?
1 second. You say it, you see a picture of it in your head, move to the next. Less than 1 second, honestly.
Okay, so are you saying these things out loud? Because I'm going to try this tonight.
No, just picture it in your head.
Okay, all right.
And that is the new segment, Michael's Life Hack of the Day, which means it's time to move on to our 3rd segment of the day. Geese, what's been going on with Geese this week? What's on Geese's mind?
What's geesing with you?
Guys.
Oh, no.
Look, when I got my hair cut, the stylist used a very good shampoo and conditioner that she recommended for me because I have very thin hair and I'm losing all my hair because I'm dying. And I would like to purchase this shampoo and conditioner, but...
Say no more, Geese. Go ahead and buy it and enjoy happiness for once in your life. Taylor?
There you go, Geese.
Tell her to buy the shampoo.
It costs $160.
Well...
Good Lord, what is it?
Can't find a dupe for it anywhere, but everyone recommends it.
Who's everyone at the salon where they get commission?
No,
that's the thing. They don't even sell it, so she had literally no incentive to tell me to get it because she wasn't getting a cut of it.
I'm of the mind that the cosmetics industry is a little bit on the scammy side,
much like the dental industry, girls.
Yeah, sure. So look just do some research on Reddit. Like, caffeine is really good for thinning hair. People love shampoo with caffeine.
Taylor loves tea shampoo.
A lot of people will tell you only wash your hair once a week.
And those people don't have my hair.
Same.
I'd be a greasy mess after 2 days, so not going to happen. Sorry, people. Guys, okay, third question, Geese Peep. How big's the bottle for 160 bones?
Okay, so I can buy 10 ounces of shampoo for $40. Or I can buy 33 ounces for $80.
Where's the 160 coming from?
Well, if I got the shampoo and conditioner.
Oh, my God.
Oh, good Lord.
Well, guys, it's very sad, but in good news, fortunately, Geese Peep does not have as many expenses as Taylor and I, so I say get the shampoo.
No one has as many expenses as old Taylor.
Well,
okay. So here's what you do. Get the shampoo for a little bit. If it makes you feel good, it makes you feel good. Good for you. Wash your hair once a week also, so stretch out that money.
Oh.
So should I get the 10-ounce one for $40?
No. It'll be gone in a second.
Yeah.
I always regret buying the super expensive, smaller hair goops.
I would also look to a very holistic approach for this kind of stuff because, correct me if I'm wrong, but hair is ultimately just dead protein, right? So it's like when people are like, my skin's so dry, I must use lotion all the time, which I do. But there are also a lot of more important factors going in there, like your diet, your stress levels, your sleep levels. Hydration is massive.
I'm also doing that stuff. The problem is regrowing the hair. I am doing that stuff. The reason why I lost so much hair is because I lost a lot of weight very quickly.
Uh-huh.
So I need something that stimulates growth.
Well, that was pretty recent, right? So I would give your body a chance to recenter before I recommended specialty cosmetic products. Like, let it balance out. Let it say, oh, hey, I can regrow my hair with my new nutritional portfolio instead of let me compensate for it with something external.
So, Geese Peep, what is your decision? Are you going to buy the shampoo or are you not? The Clambos must know before we move on to watching, playing, eating.
I can also purchase
5 tubes on a payment plan if I make recurring.
I can also purchase a liter of shampoo and a liter of conditioner from a different brand that Costco sells that supposedly also helps with hair regrowth, but doesn't have as good as like reviews for $30.
Well, why don't you buy that and then use Costco's return policy to return it when you don't like it, except for me when I try to return something, but we don't have time to get into it because we're in the middle of Geese's.
Yeah, you do your shampoo, you say, hey, Costco, this didn't work, I'm losing more hair than ever, and they say, here, take 10 rotisserie chickens on us.
Exactly. So it sounds like Geese is undecided. We'll learn next week, or actually in 2 weeks, because breaking news, Geese will not be on next week's episode, but you'll see her in 2 weeks.
I'm going to New York.
She's going to New York, baby.
Oh, New York.
New York. Doesn't know what's coming for. They ain't never seen a dame like me.
It's the city that never sleeps and the bird that never sleeps either.
All right, we're going. It's time for Watching, Playing, Eating. Guys.
Yes?
We need a jingle for Watching, Playing, Eating. Watching, Playing. Oh, that's the exact same as Pokémon News Week. Yep. Oh, I forgot about da. We had a whole thing about that, didn't we? This week, I watched a film called Furiosa. It was okay. I watched it in IMAX. It was not as good as Mad Max Fury Road. I mean, any excuse to see everybody's favorite Anya Taylor-Joy. Actually, this week, Anya Taylor-Joy's fine, but I got to talk about Kelly MacDonald, which Taylor adores her, not as much as I adore her. Geese, do you adore the greatest actress of all time? Hails from Scotland. She was in Giri Haji. She was in Trainspotting. She was in No Country for Old Men. The greatest woman to ever walk the shores of Scotland.
She's a very good actor, Geese.
Oh, my. Anyway, we're talking about Furiosa. She's not in Furiosa. She's in No Country for Old Men, which I watched last night. But we're talking about
I'm personally a big fan of Toni Collette.
I mean, yeah, she's fantastic, but... Oh, does she use the shampoo you're looking at? Did she leave a review?
No, you just said best actress, and I was like, I think the best actress in my mind is Toni Collette.
Do you just keep rewinding scenes of Toni Collette like you have to do with Kelly MacDonald anytime she's on screen? She could do any accent in the world, Geese. She's Scottish.
I don't even know who you're talking about. How do you type her name?
Kelly MacDonald. You could type in Train Spotting. You could type in No Country for Old Men.
Kelly, and she's Scottish, so it's probably like MacGhOINAULD.
Back in the days of Odysseys and Adventures and Iliads, there was an idea of sirens, and this woman, that's what they wrote this stories about. She's a statue of perfection. Kelly MacDonald. Furiosa. Oh my God, this poor movie. There's some cool scenes, I guess. Again, it's not a bad movie. Just, I don't know, it's missing a little something. Because I remember watching Mad Max Fury Road, and I remember that was an edge-of-your-seat experience.
That movie rocks.
I just remember everybody so excited every point of that movie. There was so much tension and so much excitement.
I think it came out around the same time, but that and Dunkirk were just... They had such a sense of inertia to them.
I feel bad for Anya Taylor-Joy because she's a wonderful actor. I've loved her in so many things. I knew about her way before everybody else did. When she was, I think the movie was called Thoroughbred she was in before she was super famous. What keeps happening to Anya Taylor-Joy, she keeps being miscast, if you ask me. She never does a bad job. She does a good job acting, but there was that movie, The Menu, where... For some reason, Emma Stone couldn't do it, even though she was perfect casting for that role. So they replaced her with Anya Taylor-Joy, and she's supposed to be playing a poor woman who's had a rough go at life. And there was such a perfect tweet about it that says, Anya Taylor-Joy is the most rich-looking human being on the face of the earth. That face has never known poverty, and it's very true. Again, she's a great actor, so she did a good job in the role. She was just not good casting. It was not good casting by the casting director. And I don't think she's good casting for Furiosa either. I mean, she did okay. Here's why I feel bad for her. The little girl who plays even younger version of her, I thought did a better job than Anya Taylor-Joy and was more the character. But, what are you going to do?
There was something about that movie that seemed... I'm noticing it in a lot of trailers that I see, because the trailer was very fun. It had a lot of really interesting camera work with where it was focusing and how the camera was moving and everything. It just seemed very disingenuous as part of the Mad Max franchise.
If you ask me, it's a much sillier movie than Fury Road, especially Chris Hemsworth performance. He's doing kind of a comedy. So,
I mean, he's a comedic actor. Like,
yeah. But the thing of this movie is it doesn't get to stand on its own. It just gets to be this, oh, look, it's like Fury Road Gaiden kind of thing. It's like, okay, that was sort of fun.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's fun in an IMAX. What do you do?
I wish they had done something not about Furiosa and just about somebody else and not having to have all these callbacks is what I'm assuming is killing it.
A lot of people have said it was cooler just imagining her backstory because it's just us seeing the backstory we would have imagined, and it's whatever. Okay, let's move on from Furiosa, though, because I don't want to... It sounds like I'm harping on it. It's not like it's a bad movie. No Country for Old Men, I've been dying to watch it because, like every week, Geese, I get all these little Instagram reels or YouTube shorts showing me clips from shows and movies, and I say, I gotta watch it. And so I have to sign up for stupid Paramount Plus, and I tried so many emails to get a free trial, and finally I got through, only to immediately be charged $13. How did they figure out how to do it?
Is it not free on YouTube anymore?
No Country for Old Men?
I mean, that's how I watched it a couple weeks ago.
I don't believe it's on YouTube. But I had to watch the South Park obesity special, too, which was very amusing. They do a very good job of destroying the American healthcare system in that. But No Country for Old Men, great movie. Watching it again... It seemed like, oh, God, not as much happened as I thought the first time I watched it. But it's a Coen Brothers movie, so you know it's going to be good.
I was checking to see if it was still free on YouTube. It's not anymore. No Country for Old Men is one of those movies where, yes, you're correct that seeing that after the first time I saw it, not as much happens. But it's a better movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It's one of those movies where I start watching it for just under the assumption that it's going to be for like 5 minutes, and it ends up just being a full watch every time.
Oh, yeah. I stayed up so late last night. It was very irresponsible. I'm on a very nice sleep pattern with my Pokemon Sleep, waking up around the same time, going to sleep same time. Oh. Last night, No Country for Old Men ruined it all. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Geese. You can go to the bathroom if you want. I mean, I beat it a while ago, right? And I started messing around in hard mode, and I got to Midgardsormr, whatever you want to call him, and I died a couple times and said, oh, well, at least I'm going to get through Chapter 2 in hard mode before having to grind to max level and max out all my materia. Because of how hard he is on hard mode, I stopped playing it for a while, and finally the other day said, all right, let me really try this time. And I tried so hard, did no damage, died so fast, and I said, nope, you beat me. You beat me. So I launched the game into easy and went to grinding up all my materia and leveling up while listening to podcasts. So that was fun. So I'm going to do all that, and then I'm going to beat all the super optional bosses, and then go back to hard mode with perfected materia to stand even a half a second of... It's so funny that hard mode Midgardsormr 10 times harder than the final boss on normal mode. Very amusing.
Did you play Remake on hard?
I did not.
The big thing that I hated about the hard mode on Remake was MP was the biggest source of consternation.
Correct. If you want to play hard mode, you must have the MP absorption materia linked to something you're going to be doing all the time, like a damaging spell or maybe cure or something. And you have to max out on your chocobo cushions so you can restore MP at the broken down bus stops.
And pray. That was the
pray
saving grace of my hard mode run in Remake.
In eating this week, I had the Grandma McFlurry from Dongles. It was okay. I was actually hoping it was the Grandma Red Candy, but I think it's more of a Werther's Original sort of.
Werther's Original?
I also had that, and the only thing I was picking up was butterscotch.
Yeah, butterscotch candy. When you say Werther's Original, you are allowed to have a little...
You're only thinking of one thing with a word.
Go ahead and skip 15 seconds if you don't want to hear it. Just go ahead.
I think the marketing of the Grandma McFlurry is genius, because in reality, it's just a butterscotch McFlurry. But by making it like a whole gimmick thing, people are going to get it and try it. So that's very smart on Dongle's part.
Guys, Dongle's hired some good social media manager, and Dongle's Japan knocking it out of the park. I follow them on social medias, and they're always showing the greatest pictures. And they're like me, Geese. They have my sensibilities and taste. They're always showing burgers with black iced coffee. And they're saying, yeah, this is what you're supposed to do. And I say, yes. What's wrong with these Americans and soda? Get a black iced coffee and your Dongles burger. That's the way to do it. Also, went to Pepper Lunch in Monrovia, California. Not as good as the one we ate in Nevada.
Really?
Their curry was too sweet. I kept asking for more and more things to spice it up. But yeah, I took a few bites and I went, oh, what has so much sugar in this? But Pepper Lunch, other than that very sweet curry, is a very good Japanese chain. And if you can find one, I recommend going to it because you can get some good beef bowls.
How would you compare it to... Well, it's a beef bowl place. I wouldn't even ask about curry.
It's not... Yeah. You can't change the spice level of the curry. They only have one, which if you go to Monrovia, California, it's extra sweet. Or if you go to Nevada, it's tasty.
I don't understand places that serve something that's always served spicy, and they're like, no, we can't change it.
There's plenty of people who don't eat spicy curry, but that's not how I eat it. Okay, guys, let's move it on along. Geese, please tell us about some onigiri this week. Moving on to Geese's Eating of the Week.
Aaron made onigiri.
Moving on to Taylor's Watch and Play and Eating of the Week.
I cooked so much, but I went to a water polo tournament. First time in the water in 4 years. My body hates me. My knees are falling apart. I did block several penalty shots, so that was good. But in this tournament, I was so concerned about ice in my body, taking pain medication, stuff like that, because my knee's still not 100%. I went to a Smoothie King.
I haven't had Smoothie King in probably 20-something years.
I was going to say, when is the last time you went to a Smoothie King?
Early
I don't
high
think
school.
I've ever
maybe.
been.
There was one in the natatorium when I was in college. And I think the last time I would have gone to that would have been 2008, 2009.
Oh, I didn't tell you guys the story. So Aaron ordered a couch from Costco.
I thought you were going to say a cow.
Oh. To make your own cheese curds at home.
Ooh. He ordered a couch. They delivered
I heard it again. How did my brain picture this cow again?
He ordered the couch. It came. The delivery people refused to carry it up the stairs because they said it wouldn't fit. Even though the stairs are vertically the height of the building and one of the sides is a railing, so it would definitely fit. So he had to get a refund, and so now he has no couch.
Oh, that story ended so much more sad than I thought it would. The whole time I was picturing Aaron with a giant measuring tape saying, "No, I got it," and then he brings the whole thing and you show it off.
Well,
like a system.
He kept saying like it would work, but like they were like, "Nah." So
they didn't even get it up there to try?
The goblin Costco delivery men. Liver fit.
They didn't even try.
How passive aggressive was the conversation between the delivery people and Aaron?
I was not witness to it. Now, if I had been witness to it, I would have maybe dealt with the issue a little bit differently, but I was away.
You were going to scream and yell. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I, for one, am ready for Poke News of the Week. But, Taylor, do you need to talk about stir-fry and lemon chicken before we move on to Poke News of the Week?
I'd like to talk mostly about Poke News
of the Week. Shouts out Joe Sarabi for even putting up news this week because, more breaking news, Joe Sarabi right now is on a big holiday in Japan.
Congratulations, Joe.
Last time he was in Japan was for the World Championship, so he was nonstop doing work every single second, so now he's trying to enjoy himself a little bit more. First segment of Poke News of the Week from Sarah B. The Pokemon Go Slumbering Sands event has been revealed. It runs from June 7th at 10 a.m. to June 12th at 2000 o'clock, which is, of course, 8 p.m. local time. Ooh, Taylor.
Yes.
It adds slack off wearing a visor into the game. You love a good visor. Look at him in the picture. Look at him in the picture, Geese. He's got his little hat.
That's a good visor.
Also, Sarah B. reports that the next 7-star Terror Raid battle has been fully revealed. Apparently, I'm the only one who cares about this, but you can battle against Poison-type, Terra-type Swampert. Runs from May 31st through June 2nd, and again a week later from June 7th through June 9th. Swampert. Guys, it is time to discuss an episode of Pokemon. This time, the Japanese title is very easy to say, and I will be challenging Geese to pronounce it in Japanese. She's going to repeat. No, Geese, don't make me do the face. She's going to repeat it. It's so easy.
Come on, Geese. You can do
you
it.
only have the katakana, so I can't even.
That's why you're going to hear it. I'm going to say it, and then you're going to repeat. But we're not even, because Clambos, we're trying something new this week. We're not saying the title until we get to the actual title in the episode when it pops up. I know, very exciting times to be alive, honestly.
Wow.
Taylor, can we get a last time on Pokes?
Previously on Pokemon, the second of the three twerps, wrong series. Second of the three students gets the right to terastalize.
That's not true. That is not what happens.
In the previous episode, Roy was allowed to terastalize.
I take it all back. Continue.
I'm confused, but that's what happened.
I was confused. I thought you were saying in this episode, Dot gets to terastalize.
No. Geese is going to tell... Well, spoilers, but Geese is going to tell us this.
Geese is not amused. Taylor, continue.
Geese?
Oh, you're done?
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Now it's time to move on to Geese's one-sentence synopsis of the week.
What you been synopsisizing, Geese?
Hammer Shy Identity Crisis.
That's a noun.
Yeah.
All right.
That's like the title of the episode.
I don't know. What do you want from me?
You did a great job, Geese.
Good work,
Thank
Geese.
you.
I just want to congratulate you on your
That's all I'd like to do.
You.
What are you crying about? All right, guys, look.
Listen,
This episode, we open with such an adorable Roy and Fuecoco song singing about how fun terastalizing is to the tune of Gambate, Gambate, everybody's favorite song.
It's very sick. I wish Liko would have joined in.
Yeah, she shouldn't have, because she can terastalize.
Mm-hmm. Everybody but Dot.
No. The kids are on their way to Levincia for INO's Gym Basics Terrestrial course for Dot. And then, Geese Peep, we get to such a relatable little moment. A Nidothing video goes live. It publishes. And Dot says, what? Well, a Nidothing video, but you're traveling with me right here, Dot. Dot has pre-recorded a bunch of videos and scheduled them to go live while she is adventuring. And I'm just thinking, Dot, my girl.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly what everybody has to do. Oh, it's perfect.
She is a professional.
I gotta say, speaking of professionals, this little scene right here, the voice actor for Liko is very, very good. It was so realistic.
Yeah.
When they were having that little conversation about Dot filming videos outside, it was just wonderful voice acting from Liko's voice actor.
I think that voice acting is pretty consistently great. It's the dialogue in this that reads counter to that sometimes.
And so maybe, who knows, guys? Maybe Dot could think about filming some videos IRL, doing some IRL streams, Geese. Oh my God, Roy has spotted it. We have arrived to Levincia. And now we get the intro song and the title of the episode, Geese.
In English, Dot and Nidothing.
Or in Japanese, repeat after me. Dotto to gurumin. Easy as pie.
Oh, Dotto.
Togurumin.
Togurumin.
Yeah, you say gurumin all the time. Dotto togurumin. And that's been your Japanese language lesson of the day.
Japanese hack of the week.
Japanese hack. Ooh, such a big city, guys. Levincia's got billboards with Quaxwells and Sprigatitos and Crocolores and skyscrapers. And oh my God, there's Pokemon everywhere. We see some Flamigos, Cyclozars, Dreepies.
And the last time we were here was the big showdown on the ship with Arboliva. Remember?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a place.
There was a big battle on top of a building.
They kidnapped.
There sure was.
They kidnapped Sprigatito.
Oh, no.
And they were on the boat.
Well, I want to hear a synopsis of that episode.
No, we're in the middle of episode 49. Speaking of Sprigatito, Geese, there's a little cute scene here, remember? Where Liko's reminiscing with Florigato at the Sprigatito soda ad?
Yeah, it was so cute. Do you remember when you were that small?
Yeah, something like that. He's like, oh, remember, it takes me back. And Florigato's like, yeah.
Whatever.
So then we see Dot talking on her Rotom phone, FaceTiming the Rising Bolt Tackler. And they say, oh, well, since we're docked over here, you guys can just sleep in the ship. There's beds. I mean, come on now. Because it's being repaired, Geese, from all the damage from Rayquaza.
Yes.
Murdoch got some treats. Those delicious Tarantula Choco treats. Oh, my. But Geese Peep, we are interrupted by a giant billboard streaming out INO. Also, there's a Blitzel here. Very important to note. It's an ad for wasabi sauce. Oh, my God. Can you imagine how much money INO is bringing in?
I was going to ask.
Wasabi sauce.
Is she like the mayor of this city?
She's the most famous girl in the world. In this town, in this city, in this region.
I feel like she sort of runs the place.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't believe it. Belly Bolt also losing it over the sauce. Roy, this is another funny scene. Actually, guys, big spoilers, this is a good episode for a lot of reasons. Roy wants to see INO before the big test, but Dot says, oh, Roy, there's no way she has time to see us before the test. You know how busy she is? And then we get a smash cut, Geese, into what?
INO is in the ship with the rest of the Rising Bull Tacklers.
Yep, we see the kids, we see Fritos, and we see INO just sitting at this nice table.
Very funny.
Oh, my God. She's right inside the brave Olivine, a.k.a. Akka the Great Salami. Oh, and everybody gets some Choco Tarantula treats. Oh, how creamy, Geese. Cute as ever. What a baby.
They're all cute. They're all eating.
Now, Ayano, while everybody's eating the delicious treats, Ayano says she has a little favor to ask of Dot. I wonder what's going to be. What's it going to be? Because we immediately cut to a different scene of a bunch of tadbulbs lighting up outside. What's going on, Geese?
I know, in the middle of the circle, we're going to stream your basics test.
But first, we've got to rehearse it. Now, guys, it's a big deal happening right now. Yes, there's Rotom phones everywhere. Yes, it's going to be a big deal. But Geese, there's a little problem. Dot is not in her Nidothing suit. And I'll tell you right now, Dot is never in front of the camera without her Nidothing.
Here's the main issue with this episode. They treat it as if this is a unique Dot issue. But if I was in front of the cameras and I knew I was getting a test streamed to millions of people, I would also be very anxious. Like, Liko would be very anxious, but they treat it like it's like some unique Dot character development thing.
Oh, I thought it was just building on the fact that she doesn't even really like being out of her room, and she just got friends like a couple weeks ago.
I mean, there's that aspect, but I don't know. They try to play it off of like, this is a unique Dot thing, but like stage fright is not, unique to her.
Oh, I thought I got a different message.
I see what the episode's trying to do. She's very comfortable in front of a camera as Nidothing. She's very comfortable being Nidothing, but the whole idea of her character arc is to break out of her shell and be comfortable with herself and not just with the mask. But
yeah, I also agree that you can like read it that way. I just thought it was a little bit muddled.
Well, guys, I guess this episode's going to get a lower score from Geese than I predicted.
Wow. I thought it was going to be like a 9.75, 9.85.
We're not going to spoil our scores yet. Aino does not stream today, so we can't even do the test today. That's why we're going to do this rehearsal.
Thank you.
Aino's only going to do a test on stream days. And actually, this is great for us because we were saying before, we're speeding too fast through these little tests. We got to build up to it, and now we're actually getting a little build up.
Absolutely.
Dot, very uneasy about all this, like I mentioned before. Because it's not even the real thing, Ayano says, I'm not going to bother battling you. You can battle Roy instead for the rehearsal.
Spoiler alert, this is my favorite part of the episode. Her saying, I'm going to let you battle Roy. Roy coming and saying, hey, Dot. Fuecoco jumping on the stage and waving at Dot as if she doesn't recognize him. It's just very funny.
It's for the camera.
It's so good. Fuecoco is just carrying this show for me.
Roy and Fuecoco, what a team. What a duo. Your favorites. The battle has begun. Fuecoco used Flame Charge. Oh no, Dot is getting nervous, Geese, in front of all these cameras. She's not saying anything. She's not giving any moves to her Quaxley.
What, were the cameras even... They were just there as placeholders, right?
She's not streaming, but they may be recording. Just for,
posterity.
Background.
Yeah,
sure.
Of course.
Geese peep. Quaxley is getting destroyed out there. We see a slideshow of just a tower of flames burning him, and he gets knocked out. Oh, poor Quaxley. Then we get a big old speech by Aino. She's talking about how we gotta dazzle him, and Aino's gonna help Dot after Dot reveals that she has this big old stage fright when she's not wearing the suit. Important to note, by the way, because this is going to come up later, during this scene and earlier and later on in the episode, Aino will only refer to Dot as, oh, it's Miss Nidothing without her suit. So remember that. Then we cut to Dot just staring at her suit and Tinkatink playing with the zipper.
Very, very cute. And I love Tinkatink in this show so much.
Liko and Roy are discussing on the deck of the ship that Aino says, oh, it's okay, Dot, you can wear it's okay, Nidothing without the suit on. You can wear the Nidothing suit on stream. It'll be all right. And then I write, amusing we don't get that 15 seconds ago. Amusing we have to get that in a flashback. Okay, sure. I guess.
It was puzzling. Quentin
Tarantino over here. So Liko is discussing to Roy about how, Roy, I know you're a very naive boy, but here's the thing. Dot is not, in quotation marks, Nidothing. Nidothing is just a character. Dot and Nidothing are two different things, and this may cause a problem because it seems like Dot is afraid to be Dot.
I wonder how Dot came up with the Nidothing personality.
Well, I'd say that's a pretty popular thing in Japan. Just mascot characters kind of like that.
Yeah, but for somebody to take the initiative to do that, because she treats streaming and content creation very seriously, but I wonder what the steps were to, I'm a shut-in, I don't really like being around people, I have this, it seems like self-consciousness, social anxiety. I'd like to create content, but I don't know how. She doesn't seem like that's a layer of her natural personality.
We've got some flashback episodes about Dot. I don't remember if the exact moment of Nidothing's creation has been shown, but if it hasn't, I bet it will in the future. In this scene where Roy and Liko are discussing the Dot Nidothing dynamic, Roy, the dumb little boy, the young naive child, he says to Liko, "Oh, you mean Dot's not in the suit?" And Liko says, "No, that's not what I'm saying."
I was laughing so hard.
And then out of nowhere, we see there's a live stream popping up on their phone. Nidothing, Clambo, she's outside and right by Liko and Roy. Oh my God. She teases. Liko and Roy are on the edge of their seat. Nidothing's talking about something that she's going to announce. It's going to be a huge, big, giant announcement. And don't you guys...
I don't know when it happened, but for a very long time, announcements were a joke.
Yeah.
And
they
now,
used to make jokes of that.
Now it's a real thing. And I don't know when that happened.
For movie trailers, you see it all the time. A little teaser saying, trailer coming out next week.
It's very silly when they have that right before the trailer, which I've noticed, where it's like, trailer starts now. And I'm like, okay.
Another silly thing is announcements for Kickstarters. Kickstarter launching in 2 months. No, just
launch
the Kickstarter the second you announce, because that's when people are actually paying attention. Nidothing announces on the live stream that she's got a giant announcement. Kids are on the edge of her seat, and she says, "We're going to find out soon." And then the kids do the anime fall over, jump into a commercial break. Now we're back to the episode. When we come back, we see Tinkatink and Quaxley eating churros with Nidothing by a little Levincia churro stand. And there's a Jolteon over here, too, enjoying some churros. Very delicious. Now, Geese, did you see Quaxley's little face during this scene?
He looks so concerned.
He really does.
Dot, that's the 400th time I've said Dot instead of Liko. Quaxley, and Dot. Oh my God!
You got it.
Quaxley and Liko are both a little bit more emotionally mature, and they're both noticing something going on with Dot, and that she's not really feeling the way she says she's feeling. And then Dot, or I should say Nidothing at this point, putting on this big giant show, filming and then streaming this churros and going overboard, puts the camera right in Quaxley's face, Geese. And Quaxley's pretty surprised that she's live streaming IRL.
Was this her?
Yeah.
This is her first time going out and recording, correct?
Yeah, she's not an IRL streamer.
That's massive.
It's a big deal. But little baby Tinkatink's into it. She's having a great time. So, because she's a baby, Geese.
And a natural star.
Yes. Nidothing adventures through the town with her Pokemon, and we see all the pokes from before, in addition to Gulpin and Electrike. A crowd starts to form, and they all start to film Dot's antics. But Geese, Quaxley
is concerned and is, I think, questioning Dot's mental health.
Quaxley's sad, and I, for one, am very worried about Quaxley. Quaxley's worried about Dot's mental health. I'm worried about Quaxley. We cut to a setting which we come back to multiple times in the rest of this episode, and I'm laughing every time. We cut to Dot out of her suit in an alley by a dumpster.
This is also the same
Green
alley.
Goblin.
This is also the same alley where Frito got attacked by Magneton.
Elgium's evolution.
Behem.
Yeah, Behem. But I don't know that I don't think it's that alley.
You sure it's the same trash dumpster?
This is the same city, yeah.
It's the same alley, though?
They definitely reuse the same alley.
Wow, reusing assets.
It's Geese's opinion. Maybe it's the same art, but I don't know if it's the same alley. Green Goblin Alley with the suit, exactly like how Green Goblin had his suit on the dumpster. Making me laugh. I was trying to say Dot that time, and instead I started saying Geese. So this is a rough one. This is a rough one today.
So Geese is out of costume.
D. Who's D?
You got it. You got it.
Dot is looking at her phone, and guys, stocks are up. The numbers are great for that stream, so she's happy about that. But Quaxley's had enough. Quaxley starts to walk up to have a giant, serious discussion to Dot about what's going on, but immediately Liko and Roy interrupt. They congratulate Dot on the successful stream, but I don't know. Liko asked Dot if she's really sure about all this. Does she really want to stream as Nidothing her test? Really? Tink-a-Tink, as the girls are talking, Tink-a-Tink starts to sneak off like the baby she is, and she decides she's going to mess with a Varoom. Now, Varoom is a great Pokemon. Geese, I don't think you were on the episode where Taylor and I discussed Varoom when we had the episode Paldean Winds, where there was Varooms and Revarooms.
Revaroom.
Well, that's what I'm getting to. Varoom and Revaroom, great names, right?
You got to say it right.
Their Japanese names are number one, the best Pokemon names in the history of the franchise. Let me tell you Varoom and Revaroom's Japanese names. The Pokemon we see, his name is Badodoron. Badodoron. He evolves into Badodododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododododo You can't get a better name than...
Come on, try it out, Geese. Come on.
No, I already did my Japanese for the day.
Darn it.
I love the idea Geese sees a car just in a parking lot and they're showing off the and everybody's going and Geese goes, I can't speak Japanese. And then we get such a good scene of Liko seeing what's really going on and oblivious Roy. Dot, you're forcing yourself to be Nidothing.
Which is quite a claim.
Geese, what does Quaxley start to do when they're having this discussion?
Starts dragging the Nidothing costume away.
Be yourself, he yells in Duck. And then, Geese, Liko, while all this is going on, we got vrooms, we got Quaxley pulling suits, we got him yelling, we get so many noises and sounds, and Liko starts pestering. What does Dot do in the midst of all of this stress?
She snaps at Liko. Leave me alone. I've made up my mind. What's the big deal?
Oh my God. Liko and Roy can't believe it. They're speechless.
This whole interaction is very assumptive. Like, I feel like they're really making a big deal out of something that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, they're looking deeper into it. They're seeing is, Dot, you got to learn to be yourself. You can't just hide behind the suit for the rest of your life.
Which I agree with, but I also would say that that's where the assumption comes in. Like, who's to say that that's what's driving her this time? Because she's been on a pretty steady growth track since the show started.
Well, I'm the only one that understands what show's trying to do. So
well, here's the thing.
My score's going to be the highest, I can promise you.
What they're trying to say is, what they're trying to make a big deal out of is Dot streaming in real life, doing her thing in real life. But it's muddled because of the way that they set up the scenario.
The terrestrializer?
The challenge. Yeah. The message is complicated and muddled because of that. It's like not very clear what they're trying to say.
Yeah, it was weird to me because it was like, oh man, Dot, you're doing such a good job. You've been you're becoming friends with everyone. You're getting out of your shell. You're making efforts to do things. Oh, what? You're camera shy? Get over it. Which
no, it's more complex than that. It's not that Lico's saying, I think you shouldn't be in the suit. It's Lico saying, Dot, I think you're lying to yourself because you're behaving strangely, and I think you don't want to stream as Nidothing. I think you want to stream as yourself.
I also agree with that, but I don't think the show does a good job of portraying that message specifically.
I agree with absolutely everything.
Well, listen. Dot says she's gonna test as Nidothing, and that's final. And then it looks like Dot's going to do a little bit of crying. But oh my God, Varoom is chasing around Tinkatink. I knew that Tinkatink shouldn't have been messing with that Varoom. What was she thinking? She's just a baby. Fuecoco, use Flamethrower. But Varoom dodges it. And then Varoom does, I guess, the scariest thing any Pokemon's ever done. Because Fuecoco, the Pokemon excited to fight the mythical Rayquaza, the legendary Rayquaza, Fuecoco hides behind Roy's leg because Varoom kind of does a little...
It's very scary.
And Geese, when Fuecoco hides behind Roy's leg, what does Tink do?
Starts crying.
She's bawling her eyes out.
It's very good that there are two Pokemon that are going to just consistently do innocent things that get them into trouble. So Fuecoco's always hungry. And Tinkatink always wants something shiny.
Tinkatink, return! Dot puts her back in the Pokeball. Then Varoom speeds towards the kids, and he goes right into the suit and drives off with it. The kids give chase. Varoom leaves the suit in the middle of the city square. Or should I say city circle, Geese? It's a big circle.
Got him.
And that Varoom is still fuming. Fuming over Garoomin. And also, in this scene, there's a lot of people and a lot of Pokemon. We see a Voltorb, a Flaffy, a Grimer, a Shinx, a Sintret, a Stoutland, a Cubchoo, Olive. And all these people got lots of cell phones, lots of Rotom phones, and they start to film the suit. And at this point, Dot, sans her suit, is standing in the middle of this circle while a million cameras are recording. And she's getting a little nervous, guys. She's getting a little scared. Quaxley then rushes in to fight the Varoom, and oh my goodness, he's immediately getting beat up to shreds. But Dot's still so nervous, Geese. She's just got to overcome her fears. She's got to protect her Pokemon.
Quaxley does a very good job.
But he's still getting roughed up, Taylor. And Lico and Roy rush to go help because of Dot's indecision. But Geese Peep, then what happened?
Dot's like, no. She literally puts her arms out. She stops and she's like, I can do it. Let me handle this alone.
Quaxley water gun times 10 at least. And we get some very cool Disney Fantasia music at this point. Very sick.
Oh, yeah, I was losing it.
And then we halfway go into a Dot transformation mode because we see Dot's eyes a little bit. And she says, low kick. And Quaxley does it. All those water guns was all a ploy to get Varoom closer so he could low kick him.
Zoning, they call it.
Zoning, they call it. And then the final water gun to knock it out. No, it gets back up. And Extreme G music from the Nintendo 64 starts to play. But it's all right. They're friends now.
Yeah, they're best friends through battle.
Yep.
That was very abrupt, but also very funny.
Yes.
I loved it. Just Quaxley starts to drive Varoom around, and they've never been better friends.
Everybody questioning it was very funny, too.
It was adorable. It was a cute scene. Everybody's filming. Everybody's saying to Dot, who is she?
Who's that girl?
But immediately, for the about 15th time this episode, Ino interrupts everyone on her video billboard, and she announces to everybody that she's going to stream the big old test. The big, giant Terestal Basics test.
She has to be in charge of the city. She has to.
She's very important. and Geese Peep. The biggest thing of all in this announcement is, because like I said before, and like I said to pay attention to, she does not call Dot the girl without the Nidothing suit on. She announces to everyone that her opponent will be
the brilliant Dot.
She said her name is Dot for the first time.
So,
oh my God.
I'm just getting clarification here. Dot's anonymity outside, like her relationship with Nidothing is still...
It's a big secret.
Okay.
Nobody knows other than Liko and Roy. And I know.
I knows?
They're best friends. Of course she knows.
That's sick. I forgot about that.
We cut to Liko and Roy running off to the dumpster alley with the Nidothing suit. I wrote a question mark because I'm confused. Dot shows up and they're kind of scared. Anyway, Dot thanks them and apologizes for yelling. And she's very excited that she has earned the respect of Ino on account of she said her name was Dot.
It's
and
very confusing.
And Geese, Dot has changed her mind. Who is she going to test as?
Liko.
Herself.
Oh my God, Quaxley is so proud. What a nice scene we get. And then we cut to Ino's little stream setup. She's talking to Bellybolt, and we get an amusing little ending of the episode where she says, you know, Bellybolt, if she was going to battle as Nidothing, it would have got more views, but it's all right. It'll be fine. You know, it's still good. All right, this is fine too. The episode is over. Goodbye, everyone.
Wow, goodbye, Geese. Okay.
Goodbye, Geese. Now that the episode is over, it's time for everybody's favorite segment, Professor Frito's Seminar of the Week. What happens this week?
Today, on our Pokemon seminar, we are doing the Pokemon whose name is...
Everybody do the Pokemon!
Name is Varoom.
Varoom, the single-cylinder Pokemon. It clings to rocks in order to move, but what exactly does it use those rocks for? Is it A, an energy source, B, wheels, or C, protective armor?
A, wheels.
Energy.
No.
A, energy source.
Okay, I also thought it was wheels because it clearly uses the rocks as wheels, right? Like that's very clear.
Wrong. Yeah, I Fritos was disappointed. I got it wrong. The answer is A, energy source.
It converts rock matter into energy, and when the rocks start getting small, it swaps them for new ones. Now, it clearly uses the rocks as wheels, is my issue with this.
Well, my opinion, and by that I mean I'm fairly certain it's wheels it's born with. Those aren't rocks it finds. That's just part of his body.
Yeah, it's not like Tinkatank.
There's plenty of Pokemon that are made of rocks, but they're born that way. That is their organic living body.
Well, what if it's
not a rock they found?
Is it like hermit crabs, like a shell?
Well, I don't think don't hermit crabs find a shell?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't find that rock. He was born with it. That's his.
So why is Professor Frito lying then?
I don't know why he's lying, Geese.
Why do good things happen to bad people? I don't know.
Then we see a video where we're so concerned for these Geodudes.
Oh, these poor Geodude.
Because Varoom is chasing after him, trying to eat him to make him into energy, but luckily Captain Pikachu runs in and saves the day and tells Varoom, you can't eat the Geodude, just eat a normal rock. And poor Geodude's over there sweating. These two Geodude, they thought it was curtains. And Cap says, there's rocks right there. Varoom, please, you don't have to murder a Geodude.
And Cap was implying, if only I could be there every time.
If only. And that concludes episode 49 of the Horizons anime Dot and Nidothing Dotto to Guru Min. Guys, before these two rag on it to no end, this was a wonderful episode. We get such interesting and deep conversations and feelings and cute Pokemon and cool battles and cool ideas and character development, and this is an easy 9.7 out of 10.
Wow.
I liked it overall. I just think the messaging was a little bit muddled. I am glad, though, that this wasn't a one-episode thing, though. I'm glad that it got split up into 2, her basics test. But I liked it overall. I kind of understood what they were getting at, but I think it could have been handled better, to be honest.
What's your score out of 10?
No score.
Like an 8.5.
Woo!
Ooh, okay, still a good score. 2024.
Look, dot episodes are my favorite, but this was probably on the lower end of those episodes.
Geese is out of her mind. God, what does Taylor have a reasonable review of the week?
Listen, I hate to burst your bubble, but I love this episode. This is a great episode. I was laughing all the time. Goblin Alley was cracking me up every time. Her announcement of an announcement was making me laugh. Fuecoco waving at the cameras. What a moment in this show. I'm going to give it a solid 9.1. Great continuation of character development. I like that they're giving a lot of time to show that this Terestal is more than just you need to go get this card stamped so you can do this. This is showing we need to indicate that you've undergone some type of growth as a trainer.
Yes, great episode, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I can't believe Geese Peep said it's one of her least favorite Dot episodes. Absolute wild,
crazy,
hot takes all around. With
least
Geese
favorite
Peep.
Episodes in the whole anime. Bottom 10.
That's
wow,
crazy.
Jeez.
Well, guys, it's time to move on to the wrap up. Geese Peep, take it away into the wrap up.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can find us at Look, Listen, Cast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Please like and comment and share so it sends the podcast to more people. Thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can find him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Shouts out to Professor Ticklebits
for the boilerplate
and the website. Thank you to all our supporters. You can support us by going to looklistencast.com and clicking on the link for, it probably still says Anchor, even though it hasn't been called Anchor in like 3 different updates. It's a regular HBO Now, HBO Go situation.
The one you watch for Spotify.
Exactly. Also on the podcast apps themselves, I believe there's a link to support. Thank you so much. Also, like he said, please recommend the podcast to your friends and family. 0 swear words. Anybody can listen. And finally, please send your questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. This week we have an email from Artie Fine.
My boy.
His subject line is road trip. Ooh, Artie Fine, be careful in those storms. Lots of storms going on.
They were insane here today.
Probably came straight from Artie Fine's house to you.
I do think that's accurate. They were going north to south today.
Artie Vine says, what was the most frivolous or spur-of-the-moment trip you ever took? Once I road tripped through 11 states just to see a town named after my own last name. It seemed ridiculous when it started, but it ended up being one of the most memorable trips I ever took. Artie Fine, I apologize for being a little mushmouth reading your email because for some reason I've lost the ability to sound like I know how to speak.
I really like, I'm not going to answer this first, but I really like this question because it kind of highlights one of my life philosophies, which is the flimsier the reason, the better the experience.
I'm sorry, girls. Why aren't you answering first?
Because I don't want to yank the mic out of your hand. So go ahead.
All right, Geese, go ahead.
This is a hard one because I've been on so many trips.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a different gigantic eye roll.
Yeah, I need to know what the eye roll was.
Man, you care. That was a sunrise to sunset eye roll over there. Wow, Geese.
Look.
Listen.
I'm trying to think. I think the most recent one that comes to mind was when I saw the Northern Lights because Aaron and I discussed it and we were like, oh, the Northern Lights, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, we're too lazy. And we were watching hockey when it was happening and it going to be at the peak. And I was like, let's go. And so we went and we drove an hour and a half and we saw the Northern Lights and it was really cool.
That is spur of the moment. And I don't know if it's frivolous, but it is spur of the moment and a good trip. I thought Taylor was going to say earlier, it's all about the journey, not the destination, which is true. Mm-hmm. But Taylor, go ahead. What is your answer?
I would say, probably, I've done a lot of these, mostly for water polo and just randomly, this past weekend included, just somebody randomly saying, hey, you want to do this? And me being like, yeah, sure. I would say Japan 2011. because that was as last minute as it could be. I was offered the trip Friday night. Monday night, I flew out. No passport.
How did you fly with no passport?
I got it overnighted, which was a thing that you could do. So it showed up Monday morning and we flew out, or maybe it showed up Saturday and we flew out on Monday. Zero preparation at all.
Crazy. That does sound very spur of the moment.
Certainly for 2011.
Spur of the moment. I'm trying to think of I mean, definitely just the little things like when we went to Nagoya, some people may say. That was very spur of the moment, right? Geese Peep?
Yeah.
Like the day of. We had no intentions of going over there.
Yeah, we planned to meet in the middle, so we chose Nagoya.
But I will say, that's probably giving myself a little too credit, because when you have a JR pass, every day can be as spurs of moments as you could possibly want it, because just pick a ticket for anywhere. You're good.
The answer for you in terms of frivolous, which is going like an hour and a half away to the all-you-can-eat KFC buffet.
I mean, that's
what are you talking
that's
about?
an incredibly financially solid choice.
That was so much fun.
I would say it's frivolous.
Good business.
I need both of you to tell me your personal definition of the word frivolous. Because to me, frivolous has a very negative connotation, and KFC buffet was the greatest time of my life.
To me, frivolous means like...
It's kind of wasteful.
Not having any serious purpose or value, says New Oxford American Dictionary. And that had so much purpose and value. KFC buffet.
I'm come from like more in the mindset of like unserious, or like kind of like, you know...
I've never been more serious in my life than the KFC buffet near Osaka.
You can't play fast and loose when you work in a library.
Geese Peep, there was the Tower of the Sun right by the buffet. It was at one of the world's fairs.
Eating at the feet of raw, unlimited KFC? Come on, Geese.
They have unlimited curry, unlimited biscuits.
Unlimited curry! Frivolous Geese.
Ice cream. Chicken. Potatoes.
Well, to me, that would have been frivolous.
She doesn't approve of your trip. How's that feel?
Well, you don't know the amount of pressure we got from him to go with him.
I'll bet you would have had a great time.
She would have.
I would have got.
I know. Well, look, already fine. There's probably several more spur of the moment trips. I don't know. Maybe some Pokemon tournaments. But...
The one in Seattle where we rented that car and drove to where you grew up. That was real.
We think. Yeah. We're not even certain. Taylor and I walked through an elementary school, and I was just asking the people working there, did I go to school here? I'm not certain. Because I'm not like you that go to one school for 12 years and you remember everything. I went to so many different elementary schools, always moving, so it was very difficult to remember. But I was trying to find the path I would have walked from school to the apartment we lived in, and it just wasn't clicking. It wasn't looking familiar. So I'm not sure we actually found the school.
It's like 60-40. 60-40 we got it.
Maybe we found it. I don't know. I do remember because we went to PAX, and I remember talking to someone who either was from Seattle, used to live in Seattle or something. And I told them, oh yeah, I'm over here in like Emerald something.
I can't.
Anyway, I was talking to somebody who was from Seattle, and I said where we were. And they said, why are you over there? Because it was like north of Seattle or something, right?
Yeah, it was a bit of a drive.
Yeah. So that's a good answer, that actually. Good memory, Taylor. If that was not my elementary school, very frivolous trip. But who's to say?
Who's to say?
Not me.
Not me either.
Not me.
Geese, why don't you rate it? Or should I say
frivolous?
Never mind.
Frivolous scale of the week.
Well, like how last minute was it? This like decision to stay there.
We didn't stay there. We just drove up there.
It was not. I mean, we planned that within like half an hour, maybe. Because we were
I would say that's more spur of the moment than frivolous.
I was thinking the uncertainty of it.
We're just fighting over semantics here. I'm sorry, Artie Fine. You wrote a wonderful question, and we're just arguing over the definition of frivolous. So thank you very much. It's time to say goodbye. Geese say goodbye 4 times. Taylor say goodbye at least once. And Geese actually say goodbye 5 times because you're not going to be here next week, and everybody's going to miss you.
Say it 8 times, Geese.
Say it 9 times. Geese Pete.
Oh, good luck. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
7 more.
Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
Goodbye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Pete. Thank you for listening to the Geese Pete Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.